Lynn Meyer.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Timothy. Thank you for joining us today and giving us that speech. Very inspirational. I really enjoy the way that you opened the speech up. I think by asking a question of the group really got us immediately involved in thinking internally and looking at ourselves, being very self-evaluating as well as listening to your speech and thinking about how we ourselves go through life, thinking how can we live a little bit more, do things a little bit better in our lives and just have a more fulfilling existence. So we were immediately tied to what you were talking about. After that, I think you're hopping right into a personal description of how when you went into the military, you had a lot of angst, and lost a lot of weight when you first hopped into the military, and really just didn't know where you were going or what to do with your life. I think we can all appreciate that and have a feeling of what that's like. So that progression from grabbing us in the beginning right into giving us a personal feeling, it really helped us connect with you and understand where you were going. I think throughout the speech, your body language was fantastic. Eye contact, you were definitely connecting with each and every person in the room. I think that was very powerful. Voice modulation was great. In the beginning, you started a little bit louder, went a little bit slower. Body language with the Snoopy on the plane, fantastic. That was great. I think a couple times you infused a little bit of humor into the speech, which I think was very powerful. I think there's a couple other places that you may have been able to do that as well, which would have made the speech even more effective than it already was. But definitely a good use of that. And I think, not only in the introduction, but a couple times through the speech, you asked the audience a couple of questions. And I think that really helps us to stay engaged as well. So you not only grabbed us in the beginning, but you did it a couple times so that we could keep engaged with you throughout the speech. The use of Eddie Rickenbacker as an example, I think you did a fantastic job of bringing in a lot of historical information so that we could have a true-to-life example of what you were talking about. I think that really helped us to, again, be able to personalize what you were saying and how we could apply that to our lives as well. The finish, your closing, I really enjoyed that part of it. I think that was a great summation of the speech. You brought it all back together at the end. The only really things that I could see that where you could improve on the speech was, again, the use of humor. I think where you did it was fantastic. I think a little bit more of that would have been great. A couple of times I noticed just a little bit of body language. We all do that in the speeches, of course, leaning on the podium, things of that nature that you could fix. But other than that, fantastic speech, Timothy. Thank you for giving it to us. Again, it really helped us connect and ask ourselves, again, a question that we tend to ask ourselves a lot at the time is, how can we live our life, be more fulfilled? And again, thank you for the speech. Appreciate it.